And if y'all couldn't get enough legal disputes, here's one that's sure to knock your socks off. So, Medabots, the multimedia franchise spawned from a late 90s Game Boy RPG that became wildly popular in Japan and has maintained a good cult following elsewhere since. There hasn't been a whole lot of activity with it as of late, but this past year saw its very name at the center of a trademark dispute between the series' current publisher, Imagineer, and some dude in Spain. Yeah, it sounds pretty silly, and after I did a little bit of digging into the dispute, it's not just pretty silly, it's completely fucking ridiculous. It's not an RE word, but that's close enough. It all began when this presumably young Spanish lad named Kevin pursued his dream to create a Medabots game of his very own, having been such a huge fan of the series for years on end. So he did what any other fan would do and snatched up an expired trademark for the word Medabots within the European Union. This specific Medabots trademark was last used there by Kodansha, the company responsible for publishing the various manga adaptations for the franchise. And expired back in 2012, so I guess it went under the radar and was just up for grabs. So considering this, Kevin also filed for a regional trademark in the US for good measure. Now, Imagineer obviously wasn't aware of this until they attempted to publish a worldwide release for a mobile entry in the Medabots series, or Medarot, as it actually goes by in Japan. No, seriously, that is what it's called. It's not me doing in English. Kevin attempted to inform the company that he was now the proper owner of the Medabots in this area, which they ignored completely, so he did what any loyal fan would do and got a fucking restraining order against Imagineer, preventing them from releasing any Medarot-related stuff on mobile platforms within that region. Imagineer filed an objection to that restraining order, as well as a full counterclaim in an attempt to get that trademark back in their hands. We'll get back to this ourselves in just a second, but while this was happening, Kevin was working on putting that trademark to good use while he still could. He tried to gain some additional funding through Indiegogo, but that failed spectacularly because, just look at it. So Kevin linked up with some fellow Medabots fans and did what any massive fan of a niche franchise wanting to remain faithful to the series would do: turn it into an NFT project. Boom! Full circle, baby! That's exactly the shit I love seeing. But yeah, seriously, this is what they're actually trying to do here. I have here a massive Twitter thread from software engineer and small-time indie developer Jonathan Holmes, where he describes the nature of Kevin's game in lengthy detail, and even provided me with some extra details not seen in that thread when I DM'd him in my research to untangle this mess. To sum it up, those fans Kevin teamed up with are actually cryptocurrency enthusiasts, and they didn't just want to have NFTs in it, no sir, they decided to make their own cryptocurrency along with it. Players would use that to buy NFT robot parts and build their Medabots for fighting and junk. It is kind of similar to how the main gameplay in the series works, to my knowledge, but there's also the highly innovative feature where players can use that crypto to predict the outcome of fights or PvP matches, aka gambling. So far, they've only released one trailer that, well, just look at it. And there haven't been many updates on that front except them hyping the shit out of this shit and the shitcoin, even though that's been tanking in value as the days go by. As for that trademark dispute, there was a lot of back and forth and extensions from Kevin for him to keep that Medabots name, which the court kept giving him for some reason. But this past December, Imagineer announced that the EU ruled in their favor, as they believe that Kevin had bought the TM in bad faith in order to do all of this. Well, I have no idea why you think that, Your Honor, as you can plainly tell he owns the Medabots name. And yeah, he owns the name. You can trust me on this. Please. They're giving the dude a month to appeal, and as of recording this audio, there hasn't been anything beyond that. Though Mr. Holmes has reassured me that Kevin is pretty much fucked. Looking at all the data, the dude's clearly in over his head and is being strung along by these shady crypto bros wanting to make some quick cash. It's kind of sad that this might be the biggest attention Medabots has received over here in years, But it's a good thing Imagineer appears to be etching out a win in this scenario. Let's just hope they don't have any other expired trademarks out in the wild.